The subway car rattled as it sped beneath the city. The late hour made the seats nearly empty, except for a young woman clutching a torn handbag. Her hair was messy from a long day's work, her uniform wrinkled, and her eyes heavy with exhaustion. This was Maya, a single mother working 2 jobs just to afford rent and baby formula for her daughter, Lily. That night, she could barely keep herself awake. She hadn't eaten properly, hadn't slept properly in weeks. The rocking of the train lulled her until her head gently slumped, landing softly on the shoulder of the man sitting beside her. That man was Ethan Gray, the city's most powerful young CEO. Known for his sharp suits, intimidating presence, and ruthless reputation in the corporate world, he wasn't used to people being this close to him, especially strangers. He looked down, ready to shrug her off, but something stopped him. Her face looked peaceful yet tired, the face of someone who carried burdens the world didn't see. Instead of moving, Ethan stayed still. For the first time in years, he didn't check his phone, didn't think about meetings or mergers. He simply let the stranger sleep on his shoulder. When the train stopped, an older woman across the car whispered to another passenger, "Look at that. He's letting her rest. Doesn't he look like Ethan Gray, the billionaire?" By the time Maya woke up, she was horrified. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," she whispered, scrambling to sit up. Her cheeks burned red. She couldn't afford embarrassment, she just wanted to disappear. But Ethan only smirked slightly, his voice low and smooth. "You were tired. Don't apologize." Maya didn't know it then, but this one brief moment would change her life in ways she never imagined. That same night, Ethan's driver picked him up at the station. Yet, Ethan couldn't shake the image of the exhausted woman from his mind. Who was she? Why did her presence stir something in him, a feeling he hadn't allowed himself in years? Meanwhile, Maya rushed home to her tiny apartment where her daughter waited. The refrigerator was nearly empty. The rent notice sat on the table like a cruel reminder of her struggles. She whispered to Lily as she tucked her in, "Don't worry, baby. Mommy will figure it out." She didn't know that fate had already started working in her favor. Cliffhanger moment, the next day, their paths cross again, this time in a way that shocks Maya completely. Backhand index pointing right. If you're hooked already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because chapter 2 is where everything takes a dramatic turn. You won't want to miss what happens when Maya discovers who the mysterious man on the subway really was. The next morning, Maya rushed into her second job, cleaning offices at a towering skyscraper downtown. She hated being late, but after dropping Lily at daycare, she had no choice. As she mopped the polished floor, voices echoed in the lobby. She froze when she recognized one. Her heart nearly stopped. Walking through the glass doors, surrounded by assistants and security, was the man from the subway. Ethan Gray. Maya's eyes widened. No way. That wasn't just some man in a suit, it was him, the CEO. Panic gripped her. She ducked her head, praying he wouldn't notice her. But fate wasn't that kind. Ethan stopped mid-step. His sharp eyes caught sight of her. Recognition flashed across his face. Slowly, he walked toward her, ignoring the startled murmurs of his staff. "You," he said quietly, but firmly. "You're the woman from the train." Maya's knees trembled. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean." He cut her off. "What's your name?" She hesitated. "Maya." The assistants looked shocked. No one spoke to Ethan Gray like this, yet he seemed intrigued. For reasons even he couldn't explain, Ethan found himself wanting to know more about her. Something about Maya's struggle reminded him of the mother he'd lost when he was younger, the one person who'd loved him before the world taught him to be cold. In the days that followed, their paths intertwined more than Maya wanted. Ethan offered help she was too proud to accept. When her daughter got sick and daycare called, it was Ethan's car that pulled up to take them to the hospital. When her landlord threatened eviction, Ethan stepped in with quiet influence. But whispers began. People questioned, why was the untouchable Ethan Gray suddenly seen with a poor single mother? His investors were concerned. His board of directors warned him. Yet, Ethan didn't care. For Maya, the shock was greater. She had spent her life believing men with power only looked down on people like her. Yet, Ethan, this untouchable CEO, looked at her as though she mattered. The story spread like wildfire. Billionaire CEO seen protecting struggling single mother. Who is she? Paparazzi cameras followed, social media buzzed, and Maya's quiet life turned upside down. Still, in the chaos, Ethan made a promise to her. Maya, you've been surviving alone for too long. You don't have to fight the world by yourself anymore. Not while I'm here. Maya's heart battled between pride and the overwhelming relief of finally not being alone. Could she trust him? Or would this fairy tale turn into another heartbreak? Cliffhanger ending. Just as their bond deepens, a scandal surfaces that threatens to tear them apart, forcing Maya to choose between protecting her daughter or trusting Ethan with her heart. Backhand index pointing right. If you want to see how Maya and Ethan's story unfolds, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe right now. The next chapter will leave you breathless.